Don't know why I did that, but yeah, basically I thought I'd go live for a little while, just chat about Game Week 35, what's happened, some early thoughts going into next game week, etc. It's Bank Holiday Monday, so I knew a few of you guys probably don't have work. I don't have work today. So yeah, I just thought I'd go live, kill some time, chat to you guys about what's happened in the game week, show you my team, what my plans are. We'll have a look at draft times, some expected points, etc. And probably wrap things up by about 1 o'clock, if that's useful for people. What I'm going to do, can any of you beat that score? That's my question in the chat. 25 points in game week 35 so far. Absolutely woeful. 3 still to play, so hopeful that I get something from them. And yeah, my second highest scoring player is 3rd on my bench at the moment. I didn't expect Arsenal to be able to keep a clean sheet against Newcastle, and they did. And Zinchenko got subbed off early as well. So yeah, what a big fat 6-pointer. I'll go on to live FPL quickly. Let's have a gander. What are we looking like? So Salah's done bits for me. I don't have Trent, which is hurt. I also don't have Bruno Fernandes. That has been hurting me in the past, but this week, thankfully, it didn't do too badly in my fantasy team at least. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a quick route to buy Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think going forwards, because he doesn't have a double game week, he's not necessarily the best option. So yeah, unfortunately, he's, I think, going to continue to hurt my team. But, you know, I thought a defence of Trippier, Estupinian and Chilwell would be decent this week. Chelsea being just absolutely rubbish defensively again, not keeping a clean sheet against Bournemouth. Yeah, what can you do? What can you do? But yeah, still got Estupinian, March and Matoma still to play. It'd be just my luck that one of them doesn't start or something. But I've got a feeling, yeah, good things going to happen with Brighton against Everton tonight. Yeah, I feel a clean sheet coming on from... There we go. Zoom that in. I feel a clean sheet coming on from one of my defenders anyway. Surely, well, Estupinian's going to do something. But yeah, I think across the board, Sparta, good to see you, mate. It's a pretty low scoring game week for everyone, isn't it? 22 with 2 to go. Yeah, is what it is. We'll probably be very similar on points. Interestingly, I've not had a very big red arrow. I think, yeah, well, what was my rank? Yeah, I've gone down, 20k places. Nothing really in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, Salah's continued to do bits, really. I don't know if anyone, how many people actually captained him. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, his ownership, what does that say? His ownership in the top 10k is 85.1. So, yeah, not many people would have captained him. I'd imagine he's pretty well owned just across the board. And yeah, Haaland was obviously Leeds at home. Like, sure, you're going to captain him in that game. Played 90 minutes and bloody didn't take the penalty either, did he? I feel a bit robbed that Gundogan got the penalty to complete the hat-trick. And I know Pep was pointing at Haaland saying it should have been you that took it. So yeah, I think us Haaland captainers, whilst we were all captained him, yeah, we can feel a little bit aggrieved that he didn't get the penalty. And I must say, I thought Newcastle would do better against Arsenal than they did. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a BBC Sport quickly so we can have a look at the weekend's games. The Notts County game was bloody exciting too, by the way. I watched a bit of that. That was amazing. Made it to the playoff final on the 95th minute. Yeah, so Saturday's games, obviously, Bournemouth and Chelsea. Chelsea won the game as you probably expect them to. Scored a few goals as well. Unbelievable. They scored 3 goals. And yeah, Bournemouth managed to nick one. I thought Bournemouth played really well in that game, to be fair. They looked really good. The goal they scored, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it was a lovely bit of like inter-pass and play that led up to the goal. So, I mean, fair play to them. They royally deserved to score. It wasn't like a sloppy knob-end dink or something like that. It was a really good goal they scored. Then Man City Leeds. I mean, that result went the only way you could imagine it, but I did think Man City would score more goals than they did. And as we were saying, they should have won that 3-1 with the penalty at the end. And yeah, Pep being annoyed that Haaland should have took it. I don't know why Haaland's given away his penalties when he's, chasing the record for goals scored in the league. But yeah, I mean, ultimately it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? I guess any points you get from Erling Haaland at the moment, no matter what your rank is, doesn't really impact your team at all. Tottenham beating Palace 1-0, Harry Kane just being absolutely inevitable. I wondered actually, and might be able to do some research on this in the week, but I wondered if you'd be better off, you know, because a lot of us took out Harry Kane earlier on for like someone like Isak or something like that. I wondered how much better off you'd be if you just held fire on your transfers and just left Harry Kane in your team, because he's been scoring in every game and doing really well. Wolves and Villa, I actually thought Villa would win that one, to be honest. A bit of a surprise. Yeah, I guess Wolves in general are good at home, aren't they, defensively? I think that's the general narrative around that one. But yeah, I did expect Villa to do a bit better, and I was quite confident in Ollie Watkins. You know, he had the blank against Man United, but before that he's been in some ridiculous form. And people were, just writing him off, not talking about him. But, you know, Wolves away, you'd think that's a decent fixture, but yeah, it just didn't come to fruition. And then Liverpool 1-0 against Brentford. I'm quite surprised they kept a clean sheet in that game, to be honest. Trent is really rewarding his owners with either clean sheets or attacking returns, and obviously Salah getting the goal. Then yesterday's fixtures, I didn't expect Arsenal to look as good as they did against Newcastle. I thought Newcastle didn't have their best game, I must say. They took the physical, ruffian style, and they just couldn't. Arsenal just outplayed them, basically. Well, in my opinion, anyway. And yeah, I would say Bruno Guimaraes, who I've been waxing lyrical about in the past, did not have his best game. And to be honest, I think that might have been one of the reasons that Newcastle lost it. Xhaka and Jorginho did a job on Bruno. They put just the two men in the Arsenal midfield did better than Bruno Guimaraes at the base of the Newcastle's. Keep butchering my words. And then West Ham and Man United. I don't think many of us expected West Ham to win that game. I thought I imagined it'd be a close encounter, but I thought Man United would have enough to win it. But yeah, West Ham were really good. Declan Rice had a really, really good game. And yeah, David De Gea, the goalkeeper that I've been promoting on all my videos, made a mistake that led to the West Ham goal. I don't think it was an absolute clanger, mind. I mean, it was a shot he should have saved. I don't think it was quite as bad a mistake as people are making it out to be. But yeah, a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame on that one. And then tonight, got a few more games. So Fulham and Leicester. Don't think too many have much riding on that in terms of fantasy football. Brighton and Everton. I think a lot of us do. A lot of us might be tripled up. If you're not already, then for 36, they have a double. So I think you should be. A lot of us be tripled up on that one. I've got Estupinian, March and Matoma. Then Forest and Southampton. I like an outside shout of Brennan Johnson if you've got him in your team. I don't know if many people do. But really the focus will be on Brighton v Everton and hoping that they can keep a clean sheet. Although as a single, I've only got one Brighton defender, so I need to do a bit of work, and we can maybe have a look at live FPL for that. Just seeing how well owned Brighton defenders are in FPL at the moment. Yeah, okay, cool. So it looks like the average Joe doesn't have steel. Not many people have steel. Oh, no, they do. 29%, I missed that. Sort of 65, 29. Yeah, I mean, the average person has at least one Brighton defender by the looks of it, and then Dunk there on 6. So yeah, if your Brighton keep a clean sheet, it doesn't impact my rank at all by the looks of it. Yeah, top 10k 102%, and then around me is 95. I missed that at the top. I could have worked it out there. Well, average in the top 10k, then 102% ownership. So that means if you have one Brighton defender and they keep a clean sheet, it doesn't benefit you. Yeah, the average person has 2.69 Brighton players in their team. Interesting stats. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you got on if you've got any questions for me. I can go through quickly some stuff on Draft Hand if you like, but I was planning to release that in a video tomorrow morning as well. So you can hang fire for that if you'd like. But yeah, I'm here for the next, 20, 25 minutes or so. So here to answer any questions you've got. Just intrigued as to who people are looking at buying this game week coming up as well. I've got a bit of a tricky one really. Because I could use 2 transfers. So just looking at the pick, just got the pick team stuff. So obviously I've got Botman, who should realistically be coming in. And then probably Probably do that. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I could, my thinking was I could take Botman and Watkins out for like a cheapy defender, someone like Luke Shaw, who doesn't double in 36 but does double in 37, and then bring in Callum Wilson, and then have like, well, you'd think that Trippier, Isak, and Wilson is like the ideal Newcastle triple up. Although maybe Almiron's not really been starting, has he? In fairness, I was going to say Almiron's a good shout, but he's not been starting for him. Let's see what Almiron's recent minutes are. Yeah, he's not been starting at all. And yeah, his XG pretty poor, really. Even when he was on like his red hot form, it was pretty poor. Yeah, I brought I don't know if any of you guys play Sky, but I brought in Callum Wilson in that game yesterday, and I thought it was a bit of a disaster because he blanked, but thankfully all the other guys pretty much did yesterday as well. Zinchenko was the only one that bloody returned, so yeah, I think I got away with one on that. But yeah, the question is, which Newcastle striker does Sparta bring in, I guess, and I'd say Isak, probably Isak, yeah. Got a feel he plays the most minutes, and he's least injury prone. And there's the top picks according to DraftHound for expected points. So yeah, no surprise. Isak Wilson, the top two, followed by Trippier. So then, those are the three big guns. And to be fair, if you look at expected points alone, they're higher than other players, like to the point where it's even worth taking hits to like get the ideal Newcastle lineup according to the expected points. Whether like your actual workings out align to that, that's up to you. But the expected points, they've got Isak on 11.3 and someone like Botman on 7.7. The game's almost saying it's worth you taking a hit to bring Isak in for one of those guys, if that makes sense. Don't want a bit Joe Willock either as an outside shout. And Kane's nowhere to be seen. I can't see Harry Kane. Where does he rank? 5.6. So it's half the expected points of someone like Isak. Interesting one, isn't it? You got the clean sheet odds as well. We can have a quick gander at those. Because for me, I'm not entirely convinced Newcastle get many. You have to ignore 35. So yeah, they're 36 to Leeds away. I feel like Leeds away, Leeds need to win that game. So I almost feel like they could score. And same with Brighton, right? Like both those teams could feasibly score against Newcastle, couldn't they? So yeah, maybe it is worth selling Botman, because otherwise I'd just be starting Botman and not be too happy with my life. So yeah, maybe the move is to do Botman to Shaw. See if I can afford it. It'd be funny if I can't afford it, then I'm in the mud. Botman to Shaw. And Watkins to Wilson. Yeah, and then I've got enough in the bank to potentially go like Kepa to De Gea or something like that for game week 37. And then I've got a good number of doublers. Quite like that. I quite like that. That might be my plan. And then game week 30, yeah, I think that might be my plan. Means I don't have Bruno Fernandes though, which is going to hurt, but I feel like the rest of my team is pretty good, isn't it? So yeah, I guess Sparta, I'll be making a similar sort of moves to you, but I'm already obviously locked into bringing in Wilson because I've already got Isak in my team. I already went for Isak because of the minutes. Well, might have a look at not draft and fan team a second as well. See how I'm faring against the competition in there. I've got triple Brighton in that, which I imagine is quite common. And obviously for you FPLers who don't know what fan team is, it's essentially FPL, but you win a bit of money. I'm going to go off this screen while I log in so you don't see my login details. Oh, fan team doesn't want to log me in. 2 seconds. My laptop's just being a bit slow. Bear with. We've just got a fan team up, just logging in now. My browser had a bit of a funny moment where it just didn't remember my password for me, so let's try that again. There we are. Lovely, lovely fan team. I'm 26th at the moment in the full season game, making 179 squids, which I think is pretty good. Take that profit to the bank. Here's how my team's lining up. Pretty happy with it, to be honest. There weren't many clean sheets to go around, so I can't be too upset with De Gea getting a blank. He made some saves, though, so he did more than just score 2 points. I think how many saves did he make? What, 3? Does it say? Yeah, 3 saves, so he got 1.5 points to that. But I guess at least it shows, well, apart from Guehi, that I got sort of the team selection right with my bench. Harry Kane doing bits for me again. I just think he's pretty much unsellable in fan team with the amount of 90 minutes he plays and goals he scores, etc. And yeah, still got my Brighton triple to go. Well, I feel like everyone else in the game has 3 Brighton players as well. He's got Maddison, top of the league, is top of the top pops, has got Maddison too. That's a bit scary. 6k he's winning. Yeah, quite a lot of these guys. He's got 4. He's got Castagnula. Wow. Oh, look at the top boys here they got. Nice one, Sparta. That's good, mate. You still, yeah. What are your targets? Are you winning? I guess the question is, are you winning any money? I guess as long as you're winning money, you got to be happy in fan team, in my opinion. There's me, Tom Artnell. My mate King Louis. Solid team. Isn't it wonderful that March is a defender in fan team as well? Unbelievable. Although he did do pretty crap last week. And don't worry, that password doesn't give any of the way because it's the wrong one. So you can't hack me with that. Awesome. Well, that's all you want, isn't it? Win a bit of cash. Be in a better position than when you started the season and go again next year. I really enjoy fan team. It's just unfortunate I just don't have the capacity to make YouTube content about it. Maybe if this ever turns into a full-time gig, I might have the time to do so. But yeah, right now I'm just focused on FPL and Sky content because those are the 2 focuses of the channel. Any more questions or anything people want to talk about or want to know before I'll call stumps at 1:45, I think. I just wanted to go live for a bit of midday fantasy chat. Go back to the old Leave FPL, whatever that is. Once it wants to load. There we go. So yeah, I feel like the smart moves for me for 36 is to do Watkins to Wilson, and I have to do Botman to Shaw. And then for 37, I'll do probably a goalkeeper move, and I'll probably buy David De Gea. I know he made the mistake against West Ham, but I just in general prefer him to Ederson purely because he makes saves. Even though Man United lost that game, he's still got, I think he still would have scored 3 points. So yeah, for me, I think that just makes him a better option than Ederson. Ederson seems to be conceding every game, and he doesn't get saves bonus. And I've mentioned this on a number of my videos, but like the best goalkeepers in FPL, in my opinion at least, are the ones that make regular saves. Like, we'll have a look who are the top scoring goalkeepers in FPL. Alisson is the top because, pretty much every game, even when he doesn't keep a clean sheet, as you can see, there are lots of games here where he doesn't keep a clean sheet, but he still scores points because he makes saves as well. Same with Raya, same with Sarr, same with Pope, same with De Gea, same with Ramsdale. Ramsdale probably less so, but yeah. And De Gea, whilst Man United, disappointing against West Ham, they've kept the most clean sheets of any team in the league at the moment. Like that's something they've hit the mic. Then that's something they've got going for them, isn't it? Sorry if that was very loud in your ears when I clamped my mic then, or clouted it. I hurt my finger too, so. But yeah, in terms of content plans, I think I'll have a one more video come out tomorrow morning. It's the ultimate guide, so I'll go through all the expected points data for all the players, clean sheet odds, all of that kind of thing, and the players that I'm targeting. Later on the week, I'll do like my final team selection thoughts, share my team and players I'm thinking of bringing in, and then the old classic deadline stream on Saturday. And if there's any more to think about, like in terms of transfers or something happens tonight or whatever throughout the week, I'll make like a final thoughts video just summarising the final things to think about. Because this week it was all about benching headaches and whatnot, because I had Jack Grealish and Solly March and I just didn't know who to start. Thankfully, the Man City lineup gave me little to think about in terms of that. Yeah, we'll have a look at Sky Sparta. 2 secs, I'll just switch screens again. So I can log into the old Sky. I think I'm now sort of 500th again, which isn't too bad to be fair, considering how terrible my start to the season was. So I've clawed it back. I've gained like 2,000 places since the World Cup. There we are. That's my Sky, if you can see all that. So I'm 621st at the moment. I brought in Callum Wilson last night, which didn't go too well for me. But I just looked at all the fixtures and just thought, I know I took Harry Kane out, which probably won't go well for me. But I looked at the Newcastle fixtures, and it was just in the time that Tottenham play Villa, which is a tough game, especially away from home. Newcastle have Leeds, a single game day against Brighton, where you could genuinely captain a Brighton player in that one. Tottenham have Brentford, which is a good fixture on Saturday. But then Newcastle have a really nice single game day on Monday, the 22nd of May against Leicester. And you got to think that game is, who's the best captain in that game? I would suggest it's the starting striker for Newcastle. And I've still got 3 transfers left to go. And, how do you use 3 transfers in Sky at the moment? I'm just not sure it's possible. So the reason I went for Wilson is I thought on paper he's better than Isak, Obviously, Isak's injury record is better. Because I've got 3 transfers, I just thought, well, if Wilson gets injured, I can just use one of my transfers to take him out for Isak. So that'll be my plan. And then we'll see where we get to on Monday. And then going into the final game week, I'll probably get rid of Wilson just because I don't think he'll do too well Chelsea away. Just don't have a massive feeling about him. And then I think I'll just go all in on just getting the best players for that week with whatever transfers I've got left. I'm also slightly tempted to go De Gea to Steele because Steele has one more fixture than De Gea does, and it saves me a bit of cash money. But they are toughies. They got Arsenal, Newcastle, and Man City mixed in. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll leave it on this screen for another couple of minutes. Feel free to chime in if you've got any questions. Otherwise, I'll end the stream there. I just thought I went live. Would go live, keep you guys entertained. And a bit of chit-chat. Do you reckon so, Associate? Do you reckon so? I don't know. I feel like the double game weeks coming up make Man United and Newcastle assets a bit more appealing to me. They play 3 fixtures in the time that Arsenal play 2. But yeah, Arsenal look good against Newcastle. I don't doubt that. And I feel like they'll be playing well to towards the end of the season for sure. Hey, who knows? Maybe you're right and I'm totally wrong with what I just said. Cheers, Sparta, mate. Get in that gym and go smash it. I'll catch you in a bit, mate. And yeah, Associate, you talking Bruno? Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a penalty coming, isn't there? In that double game week, at least one penalty, something like that. Frederick, the 1 point. Let's go. I bet you thought Tom is an absolute idiot when Man City were on their way to keep a clean sheet against Leeds, weren't he? The one thing I always say, though, is if you have a gut feeling about a player, is just go with them and don't listen to me, a bloke on YouTube, telling you who to pick, because ultimately none of us really know what's going to happen. Fair enough, Steiny. To be honest, see if I can get the fixtures up. Have I got a view? No, that's my old video. Hang on. There you go. There it is. There's the fixtures. Yeah, that double in 36. It's not special, is it? Arsenal and Newcastle for Brighton is a tough one. Although I know Brighton are good, right? But that is a tough double game week on paper. Then Newcastle was a bit easier. Leeds and Brighton, they could probably score in both those games. But even then, and probably a good point why Associates said, Arsenal players are potential buys. It's not the most, it's not the best double game week in the world, is it? It's definitely one to look at and target, but it's not it's not groundbreaking. Especially for Brighton. Right, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up in a second, if that's okay. I'll go back to this screen. Just thought I'd go live for a bit of chit-chat. Fill in your bank holidays. Fill in my bank holidays as well, because I haven't got work today, so I thought I'd go live. You're going to get played some ads in a second, so I'm going to spare you for some ads. Man City player for me? Oh, blimey. Probably Kevin De Bruyne. Probably Kevin De Bruyne at this stage. But even then, there's just so much rotation amongst that Man City team. I've got Jack Grealish. I'm not sold on him. I'm going to keep him because I feel like he's not worth transferring out. But now Foden's back in the fray. I'm not sure that, that's entirely worth it. So, yeah, I think Haaland might be the only Man City player that I'd be picking, to be honest. I'm certainly not going to be rushing in to buy anymore. I'm going to skip the ads for you so you don't have to watch any ads. There you go. That should skip them for you. Yeah, Pep Roulette is a nightmare, mate. Rashford or Mahrez on the bench. Man, that is painful, isn't it? I think we just hang fire, see what happens. They got their Champions League in the week. It's just I mean Mahrez is great, but can you back him to play? Like I just don't know. Just don't know. We'll see, Joseph. We'll see. We'll see. Going into the week, Brighton were like absolute odds on to win. Zane Zen, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I was planning on wrapping up, but the chat's picked up a bit now, so I might stay on for until 1. Rank is in the top right. You should be able to see it. Oh no, hang on. I'm not on the wrong screen. You've just got me in full screen at the moment. There you go. 139k at the moment, unfortunately. About 10 went down about 10k as a result of get that out of the way. As a result of Trent keeping a clean sheet, I think was what's killed my rank. Yeah, just general, I think low scores, like 25 points would normally destroy your rank, wouldn't it? But this week it's not really impacted it too much at all. So yeah, I'm not too worried. Yeah, I think across the board, should we have a look at the overall leaderboard too, like what number 1 has scored? FPL Guns, he's still top. He's only got 32 points. Yeah, the top boys, they didn't do very well this week. Yeah, Mahrez. But yeah, just in general, someone got 42 out there. You got 46. Salah, Kane, Trent. Yeah, that's where his points came from, of course. Highest points. Someone got 94 points. How'd they get 9? Oh my god. Triple captain Salah. Ben Rama. Yeah, of course they did. Porro had a good week, didn't he? He was a nice differential. I just thought, looking at the game week, Tottenham are ranked like really highly in terms of clean sheet odds, and I just thought, there's no way after how well Palace have been playing that Tottenham keep a clean sheet, and then they did. Yeah, associate. Tell me your teammate. I've got 12 minutes. I'll have a gander. They did. They got it right this week. But yeah, do they know if they've got it right next week? You know, that's the thing with City. Might work out for you 1 week with the teams lineups and stuff, but you know what happens if Mahrez is benched next week, or if Mahrez is benched in 32? That's it. Brecco United. I'll have a quick gander at your team then, mate, and then I'll probably have to sign out. 68k, mate. You're flying. I don't sign me out. That's an interesting team, isn't it? Honestly, mate, I don't think there's a great deal you can do with this team. Because you would want someone like Isak, but you'd probably, I mean, you could do Kane to Isak if you really wanted to sell Kane, because Isak is, I think he's going to be a popular captain. And then you've got 5 million in the bank to do something for game week 37. Or, 37. So yeah, maybe Kane to Isak. And then to be honest, for 37, you could just go straight back to Kane and just use your transfers that way. I don't know, but I feel like a Newcastle striker is kind of something you don't really want to miss out on next week. I think they'll do quite well. That's about all I've got to say about your team, really, mate. Other than that, like, you could even just consider rolling. If you don't want to sell Harry Kane, you could feasibly go into the game week just capping Haaland and just escaping Newcastle people. And to be honest, they might even get rotated anyway. That's what you'd be hoping. That's all right, mate. I think I'm going to call it there, guys, if that's all right. I'm going to do some stretching and then go for a swim because, yeah, I'm a swimmer, so I got training today. We don't rest on bank holidays. So, yeah, I'll be doing that. I will catch you guys. Well, I'll be making a video this evening to go out tomorrow morning. That's all right, associate. You're very welcome. Just got a day off, so I thought I'd use the time. I didn't make a big fuss of it, so thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll make another video, be recording tonight, video to go up tomorrow morning. I'll have another one out Thursday, maybe an extra one Friday if there's enough to talk about. I won't kick the arse out of it though if there's not enough to talk about, and then be live for a deadline stream on Saturday morning. So yeah, peace everyone. Thanks so much for joining. It's been nice.